What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another solo leveling Arise video. Alright guys, so first off, thank you to alphaleakers usual, giving us the news, the fresh news, and this one's hilarious actually because I found this funny. Funny weekend leak, the devs left in the files a video of them testing the page for the guild boss when it was unfinished. But yeah, it seems like it's going to be 9 hunters at the same time. So you guys can see there, all 9. This is a pretty good squad, not gonna lie. This is a decent squad. I mean, there's a couple of runs in here that we don't want, but overall, looking pretty good. This dragon's mouth wide open like this actually kind of cracks me up. But there you guys go, 9 hunters at the same time. Seems like it's going to be confirmed. So, with that being said, I do want to talk about this because this is a pretty big deal. And now we have also Kaisel here, which looks pretty damn amazing. Look at that. Look at that, man. Listen, I'm a huge dragon fan. Dragon everything. I've been a fantasy fan for my whole life. Dragons have been a huge part of all lore that I love. So Kaisel coming out as a shadow is pretty damn cool. Already having him in the background is pretty damn bomb as well too. So shout out to alphaleaker for this. Now, because we have this news, I do want to talk about the top 9 team you can have on this roster, right? So one thing we know for sure from seeing the leaks, at least not for sure, but at least one thing we do know is that the enemy is in fact weak against fire. It doesn't mean that there won't be weeks where the enemy is weak against other elements. So I do want to talk about the other elements and which teams you want to put together specifically for this fight, okay? Now, a couple things to note. Number one, the fire team currently that exists is probably the team you're going to want to use over everything else. Let me just, I have enough for this. Hold on. Let me hold that thought while I'm talking. So that's the fire team you want to use obviously is going to be pretty straightforward. All right, there's only really 3 units you're going to use anyways, and that's going to be Yu Soo-yoon, that's going to be Choi, and that's going to be Emma. So that's going to be your primary fire team. No matter any way you look at it, those 3 are the best complementary fire team put together to make shit happen. All right, and they're going to be the best team that you're going to be able to use, period, because of how they complement each other, right? Yu Soo-yoon gives fire damage increase with her debuff on the opponent. She has defense penetration, which is incredible, so she can rip through the opponent. She has really good range. Plus, she offers other bonuses like recovery rate decrease now. Choi obviously has defense down. He has a burn. Actually, defense down won't even apply here. He can't even do it, can he? Because of the lack of QTE here. I mean, he can do this right here. Targets defense down with his weapon, so that'll be available at the very least. But I mean, Choi has a massive amounts of damage he can do, so that's going to be really nice to use as well too. And not to mention, overall, he's just a good unit, right? Still a really good unit. And then lastly, we of course have Emma here, who is going to be probably the MVP of the team because of everything that she brings to the table with her skills, including heat absorption and heat emission, right? So all of these skills are going to be applied. So fire team, we're pretty straightforward. We know who to use. There's really no other option besides these 3 as the main 3 units. Now, there are other options though for other teams. Now, what would be the next best team to use? There's going to be 2 other teams here that are going to make sense. Now, if the opponent, of course, is not immune, we should say resistant to any other elements, then the next best team obviously is going to be the water team, right? So Alicia, Meilin, and Sa are going to probably rock it here. Now, if you don't need breaks, honestly, you could technically replace Sa here with Ana Ruiz if you want a little bit more poison and a lot more range. So she could definitely help out there in that as well too. So that wouldn't be a bad option either. But I think having these 3 here is a no-brainer because the survivability, the damage output, the buffs, the debuffs, everything they offer, right? So that water team here is probably going to be the next best team to use. And now, and I hate to say this, actually no, I don't hate to say this. It makes sense. Because it's a 9-man team, the win team here is going to be incredibly strong here, and and the win team I'm referring to specifically is going to be Mirai, it's going to be Jinchul, and lastly Park Heejin. Park is going to be a vital part of this team, especially guys. I'm going to be real with you right now. Everybody should be crafting this. I'm going to go and do it myself right now if I can. Let me just see how many of these I have left. But if I go to SR weapons, her weapon is actually available now. Right there, you can see this. This is something you definitely want to craft. Okay, so I'm going to go into the menu and go ahead and craft that now. That weapon is going to punish enemies, especially if you're building ultimates. So having a 9-man team, the win team, is almost a no-brainer. And I'll explain to you guys shortly in a second why. Let me just craft this real quick. I think I have enough. Yeah, I do. Perfect. So I can do 3 of these. Excellent. There we go. Now watch this. If I go back here and I craft this weapon now, check out what the weapon does. Okay. So number one, this increases the user's ultimate damage by 5%, right? When the user uses their ultimate skill, it increases the ultimate damage of the entire team with a total, the entire damage of the team member with the highest total power by 5%. Oh, they changed that a little bit. Okay, hold on. Yeah, they changed it. Now they're giving it only to the one member. Before, it used to be the entire team. Now it's just one member, which is fine either way. So that one member now is going to get an additional 20% more damage at max or 5% more damage. So this is going to be, either way, she's going to be an incredibly powerful part of this team. Not only because of her ability to just do that with her weapon, but also just from her skills alone, right? Because her skills here, if you look at it, recover the power gauge for everybody. She starts off with an ultimate if you have her at A5, I believe, right? A5 gives her the ultimate 100% right there, right? If you put her and you put Meilin together, Meilin starts at 100% at A2 and A5 weapon. When they fix it, if they decide not to fix it, then it's A1 and A2, which is really weird. But nonetheless, she removes debuffs on the from everybody as well too with her air cutter, which is incredible. So whenever she does air cutter here, that's going to also just take away all the debuffs from everybody. So you're going to need somebody to do that outside of Alicia, right? So if somebody dies, she can help do that as well too. And not to mention her you can't do QTEs here, but her ultimate here also does fairly decent damage. So what I would recommend to build her as is going to be the new set there that you have, right? If I go back here, I'll show you the set I'm referring to. It's the Peridot set, right over. Do I have a ring even for it? I don't think I have a ring. Oh, here it is, right there. Right there. This is the skill. When the user uses their QTE support skill or ultimate skill, in her case, it's going to be the ultimate skill. It increases the user and the team's element damage by 5%, right? So this is going to be big. Now, I'm not sure if the team's elemental damage is just going to be the wind team or if all 9 members are going to get that. So that'll be interesting to see. So definitely build her with this as the primary accessories. Now in regards to her kit, you can build her as destroyer set or support, right? Park is going to be a massive like important piece of the win team's puzzle, and in my opinion, just overall big piece of this entire raid. So don't sleep on her, guys. This is the time now, in my opinion, to start leveling her up. Now, with that being said, if you want to mix and match, you're also able to do that. Like, not to mention, we just talked about a couple teams. You definitely want to bring Min to this fold as well too, because Min's a universal unit. You want to bring Libora to this fold because also another universal unit. Min's extremely important here, obviously, because Min also does increase power gauge. But the only issue with Min here, this is a small issue, but also something that will impact it. Because it's a 9-man raid, he won't be able to go into disguise mode, which means his punishment will only be 5% versus 15%, which it normally is. Disguise is only when it goes in and out, and you can't tag in and out of these, right? And also his ultimate here will also not give everything, right? Because again, you won't be able to do disguise here, so the critical hit damage increase won't apply. So that part sucks, right? So Min's good for the power gauge increase, for a little bit of healing, and for a little bit of punishment. But I would honestly, in this case, because of everything I just mentioned, use Libora instead, because Libora's charm isn't affected by that, right? Her charm is instantly applied. Where is that? Hold on a second. Let me see. When does she do charm? Actually, hold on. Her charm might not even be useful here either, now that I think about it. When's her charm applied? Hold on. There it is. Oh no, she's fine. There we go. Tempest and core attack. Okay, so this here, and where's Tempest? Right here. So we're not going to do support skill, but she definitely will do core attack. So yeah, Libora makes way more sense here, because again, that charm right there, that 15% extra damage taken by 15% for 15 seconds is really, really important. So I feel like she will play a bigger role for your overall DPS output. So if you want to plug her into any team, doesn't have to be an all dark team again, right? You can plug her into, like, let's say you're missing out on Choi or you didn't get Yusa Yun, put her on your fire team, right? Put her on that team and let them take let everybody have benefit of this 15%. So Libora is as a unit you 100% want to have on here. Now SM Beck, because he does have this new ability called Curse of the Magic Beast, where he does do damage based on his max HP, he may be useful depending how you build him, he may not be. So I'm not sure how that's going to work out either. But you can see here, deals damage equal to 50% of Beck's max HP every 3 seconds. So if you have him as a very tanky unit for this fight and build him all HP, you might be able to get away with using him. But I'm 100% sure this boss is going to be immune to bleeds like every other boss is. So probably won't really need him. So those are the units I would suggest, guys, if you're planning to do this guild boss. 9 hunters at the same time. My God, people with cell phones, get ready to have your phones blow up. Listen, I've been hearing a lot of people complaining about that as well. The fact that a lot of people have been struggling with their cell phones. I'm going to ask you guys a simple question. Can you guys play this on your PC? If so, why not? Why not do the more challenging content on your PC when you have some time to do so? And I understand if you can't, obviously, because some people just can't afford a PC at this level or don't have the time. Some of you guys have asked me to try things on mobile. I have tried it. It's a little jankier for sure. I have a pretty good mobile. I have a Google Pixel 8 Pro. So I don't have the lag issues. I don't have, you know, the missing with Westwind issues. I don't have the same FPS issues that you guys are having. But I really do strongly feel like it's based on your device. And I think a lot of people are having problems with damage because their device can't handle the frames per second. And I still think that's an issue. I don't think they fixed it yet, personally. So with that being said, guys, there you guys go. Thank you to alphaleaker again for providing that information. Hope this info was valuable to you as well. Those are the teams I would go with. Again, we may change this depending on what happens with the boss. You know, if there's any immunities or any resistance to elemental damages, or if the damage element changes every week or so, we'll have to adjust accordingly. But for now, those are the best teams. All right, guys, this is Payne. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.